Good afternoon. I am Michelle Sara King. I am the intellectual property team lead, the senior international trade specialist, and the STOPfakes team lead at the International Trade Administration in the United States Department of Commerce. And you are listening to IP Fridays.
Hello and welcome to this episode of IP Fridays. Our names are Ken Suzanne and Rolf Claessen, and this is the podcast dedicated to intellectual property. It does not matter where you are from, in-house or private practice, novice or expert. We will help you stay up to date with current topics in the fields of trademarks, patents, design and copyright, discover useful tools, and much more.
My co-host Ken Suzanne and I are welcoming you to episode 154 of our podcast IP Fridays. Today's interview guest is Michelle Sara King. She is Intellectual Property Team Lead, the STOPfakes Team Lead and Senior International Trademark Specialist at the International Trade Administration, and we talk about the STOPfakes program in the US that she is in charge of. Before we jump into the interview, I have news for you. The United States Patent and Trademark Office Director Kathy Vidal has published a director's blog on 11th of July 2024, addressing the office's current backlog of patent and trademark applications, which the latest USPTO data show to be over 280,000 unexamined applications, with a over 25 months total pendency for patents and an over 14 months total pendency for trademarks. She said, according to the office's recent notice of proposed rulemaking on setting and adjusting patent fees, the present backlog is predicted to increase to 820,000 by fiscal year 2026 and before decreasing to 780,000 by 2029. So the backlog will not really decrease in the next 5 years. Proceedings on registration for unitary effect requested by Russian patent holders to be stayed in view of the latest EU sanctions against Russia. This precautionary measure, decided by the President of the European Patent Office, the EPO, on 10th of July 2024, is taken pending further discussions with the EPO member states. The enlarged Board of Appeal of the European Patent Office has received a new referral G1 of 24 with decision T439 of 22 of the 24th of June 2024. A referral was made to the enlarged Board of Appeal seeking to clarify the legal basis for interpreting patent claims for the purpose of assessing patentability, whether and under which circumstances the description and figures may be taken into account when interpreting a patent claim, and finally, the extent to which a patent can serve as its own dictionary. So this will be a very interesting decision to be made for a lot of patent practitioners among our listeners. The German Patent and Trademark Office has updated their very helpful information pages for small and medium-sized entities about intellectual property, including help with strategy and funding opportunities from the EU. A link is enclosed in the show notes. Now let's jump into the interview with Michelle Sara King. Today's interview guest is Michelle Sara King. She is the Intellectual Property Team Lead and Senior International Trade Specialist at the International Trade Administration, and also is overseeing the STOPfakes program, the interagency STOPfakes program in the US. Thank you for being on the show.
Happy to be here. Thanks, Rolf.
So tell us, what is the STOPfakes program of the US government and where does it come from? What is the main goal? Tell us more about it.
The STOPfakes program was created by a presidential order in the Bush administration, created as an opportunity to provide outreach and education about intellectual property to businesses of all sizes as well as consumers. The name of the STOPfakes program is a little bit of a misnomer because it's focused primarily on education and outreach and engagement about intellectual property, and it is not an enforcement mechanism per se. though we do provide opportunities and to referral for issues of enforcement. The STOPfakes program is over 18 years old, and it's a digital program with a website, STOPfakes.gov, and we do outreach and engagement, virtual webinars, in-person roadshows, speaking at industry events, and specialized business consultations for businesses of all sizes at no charge. For our programs, we partner with various entities, including the U.S. Export Assistance Center, which is in every United States and created and as part of the International Trade Administration. The International Trade Administration was started over 40 years ago by President Reagan it's a agency that's part of the U.S. Department of Commerce with its own separate mission and goal, with the focus on helping American companies export. As part of the STOPfakes program, we work to provide information about intellectual property globally to help companies as they seek to export and as they seek to grow globally, providing outreach, engagement, education, and specialized guidance. We offer at no charge specialized business consultations to businesses of all sizes, and we also receive information from consumers and others about issues with intellectual property, and we provide guidance and referral services across the USG.
Okay, wow, that's very comprehensive and a lot tasks that you have in your hands, basically, in the STOPfakes program. Very interesting. How do people reach you most? Do they reach you on trade shows, or do you get emails or phone calls when they report problems? Who is reporting these problems? Is it mostly businesses or mostly consumers? What is your experience?
Sure. So previously, when the internet was less popular, it started actually as a phone hotline. Was the Stop hotline, and it has grown into a digital program. So we have a digital website, www.STOPfakes.gov, which is under construction. It's constantly under construction, but we're working on a full update of the website. And people reach us. We have an email box, STOPfakes@trade.gov, where people report issues with intellectual property, and they also seek our advice and request specialized business consultations. At the same time, we receive referrals almost daily from other government agencies, colleagues and friends at other agencies, including our STOPfakes partners. We have over 10 STOPfake partners at USG agencies, but we receive referrals even from our own agency, from the U.S. Export Assistance Centers, which are in every state. So, for example, a business may be working in an export center in a specific state and be encountering issues as they seek to export in whatever country they seek to export, and they come to us for help and guidance about intellectual property as they seek to export. Most businesses, as they seek to export and grow globally, create an intellectual property plan where they both audit their intellectual property assets, they work on protection of their intellectual property in every country where they seek to do business, and then they seek to both apply for IP protection and then enforce their protection. As you know, IP rights is the brand owner's responsibility to enforce their own rights, and for every country and area where you want to do business, you need to register and apply for rights. Of course, there are programs to apply for protection in several countries at the same time, and those are explained on the STOPfakes website. We have country toolkits for most countries. We have industry toolkits. We have snapshots. We have some training videos as well, and then we offer in-person consultations, and as well as we do live in-person specialized business consultations at virtually every meeting we go to, and with our main program being the Stop Fakes roadshows, where we travel to a city or town in collaboration with a U.S. Export Assistance Center. We do a half-day program. We bring our interagency program partners, including USPTO, Copyright Office, FBI, Customs and Border Protection, et cetera, and do a program. And then in the afternoon, we offer the opportunity to have specialized business consultations. You can also meet with the Copyright Office to try to apply for a copyright registration, and also seek to record your intellectual property rights with U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Now, those opportunities are rights protected in the U.S. as opposed to a global process, and then we have global resources on our website as well.
Yeah, so I understand you are targeting mostly businesses, but you also help consumers if they have questions, right?
Yes. Through our STOPfakes@trade.gov email, we receive information from consumers and others. We assist and provide guidance about notice and takedown processes and requests for e-commerce sites. And we also provide referrals to the National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center, which was created several years ago, which is an interagency center that works on IP enforcement and researches and addresses some of those issues.
So, Michelle, you just talked about all these different things you're offering, like, for example, trainings and webinars and roadshows and industry guides and country guides and all these things. Is there one thing that is a very important tool for you, like where you see most value for the people you are talking with?
Sure. One of our newest, we have two particularly new resources that are of interest to businesses. One is our Clean Technology Industry Toolkit, which is a guidance document that provides information about how to protect your intellectual property rights and programs that are offered by USG partners and for intellectual property rights. And clean technology is obviously an industry that is growing with a lot of interest, and we want to help support, grow, and enhance the ability for companies to innovate and for their innovations to be protected. So we provide guidance on how to do that in the U.S. In a straightforward, short, concise guide.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's a new tool that you just launched. That's good. Maybe it's not a big secret that most fake products are still produced in China. And I see from your website this is also one focus of the Stop Fakes program. You have a lot of resources about China also on your website. How do you help business to defend themselves against fakes from China?
Sure. China is one country where there are potential challenges with intellectual property. One of many countries where there's intellectual property challenges. I would also point to the Special 301 report, which is issued the end of April. It was just issued, that summarizes countries and provides roadmaps to move forward with intellectual property protections, and it classifies countries there's a priority watch list and a watch list. On China, we have a new guide which we posted, a China Toolkit, that helps businesses that want to do work and collaborate with China, and it's a great resource that was created by one of our partners, and it helps businesses as they seek to do work and partner, collaborate, and do work in China.
Right. Do you also, in this 301 report, do you see that there's other countries that are also a problem, let's say?
The countries that are on the priority watch list become the top of the list for the U.S. government, and working and partnering with them and developing IP work plans. So the USG interagency then works, hands on the ground to work with government officials and businesses and working and strengthening IP frameworks in those countries. And it's a process, and we're dedicated and committed to doing that work.
Right. Okay. Wow. That's a challenge. A lot of our listeners are IP professionals, and most of them come from the US. What do you think is the one thing that they should take away from this interview, like the most important message that you want to send to them?
The United States government is committed to helping businesses create and grow a strong intellectual property system globally, and we are committed to helping businesses grow and be successful and provide information, assistance, and guidance about intellectual property. And we are happy to speak at industry events and support especially outreach to small and medium-sized enterprises and rural and underserved communities, et cetera. Just a couple of weeks ago, we did a roadshow at a HBCU in Mississippi, and we are focused on helping small and medium-sized enterprises and other entities that could use our help. And these resources are free, and we provide specialized business consultations at no charge, simply upon request to our office.
That's helpful. A lot of our listeners are from in-house professionals, IP professionals from companies. So if they don't already know about your resources, then for sure they know now. So that's good. So where can they learn more about your STOPfakes program?
The STOPfakes website provides a wealth of resources on the digital website, which is www.STOPfakes.gov. They can also email us at STOPfakes@Trade.gov, or email me, and me or a member of my team will reach out and be happy to meet with you and assist you.
I just saw that you have a new website at STOPfakes.gov. Tell me more about this new website.
We're very excited about our new refreshed STOPfakes.gov website, which is more mobile compatible with all refreshed links and updated information, including links to the newest Special 301 report, the Notorious Markets Link report, as well as updated country toolkits and some new industry resources. We encourage our readers to look at those resources, provide feedback to us, and outreach if you're interested in a specialized business consult, or if you would like the STOPfakes team to speak at an industry event, or think about potentially coming to your city or town for a STOPfakes roadshow. Thanks so much. Very excited about this new website, and look forward to helping businesses grow globally with stronger IP and helping to further support consumers.
So, Michelle, thank you so much for being on IP Fridays. I'm very grateful that you took your time here in Atlanta during the ITA annual meeting to chat with me.
Thank you, Rolf. Look forward to working with you and the entire business and IP community in strengthening IP frameworks for all to help grow businesses and help further support consumers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, please show us your love by visiting ipfridays.com/love. and tweet a link to this show. We would be so grateful if you would do that. It would help us out to get the word out. Also, please subscribe to our podcast at ipfridays.com or on iTunes or Stitcher.com. If you have a question or want to be featured in one of the upcoming episodes, please send us your feedback at ipfridays.com/feedback. Also, please leave us a review on iTunes. You can go to ipfridays.com/iTunes, and it will take you right to the correct page on iTunes. If you want to get mentioned on this podcast or even have comments within the next episode, please leave us your voicemail at ipfridays.com/voicemail. You have been listening to an episode of IP Fridays. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by their respective law firms. None of the content should be considered legal advice. The IP Fridays podcast should not be construed as legal advice or legal opinion on any specific facts or circumstances. The contents of this podcast are intended for general informational purposes only, and you are urged to consult your own lawyer on any specific legal questions. As always, consult a lawyer or patent or trademark attorney. Copyright 2014, all rights reserved.